How's it going? Galore Wrestling Figures here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about For the Love of Wrestling 2024. So, where do I start? This was my first time going to one of these events, and I did plan on doing a bit more sort of vlogging when I was in there, but I'll explain later why I didn't do much. So what I did do is about a few minutes recording. I'm going to show you those sort of clips in a minute, and then I'm going to come back here and do more talking, and obviously because I can edit, add the pictures over them. So I'm going to show you sort of the first bit of the vlog pretty much now, and then I'll see you back here in a minute. How's it going? Galore Wrestling Figures here. Welcome to another video, and today we're going to For the Love of Wrestling. And this event, if you've been watching the channel, I've been talking about it for a long time, and it's finally here. Galore Wrestling Figures face reveal, by the way, it's finally here, and it's about 4:30 in the morning, hence why I'm speaking a bit quiet, and also I'm in the kitchen because I don't want to wake everyone up. I've got some things to sort out and get ready. I had a clean shave, so I'll either see you on the road or the event itself. But as I say, I've got some stuff to sort out and we should be good to go. So, without any further ado, let's go. Here now at the event. Not sure if you can hear me. Food truck over there. Yeah, I'm probably going to be speaking during this video rather than an audio. Big Q. We're with none other than Jimmy Wrestling himself.
Oi, Jimmy freaking Wrestling.
There he is. I'm here. I'm as Punk cosplay, so if you see anyone who's cosplaying Punk, you know it's me. So we'll see you in there. Eruption, one of our best mates.
That was a good timing, that.
Well, the figure and gaming.
Here he is. Here he is.
Here he is.
I like it, mate.
All in the cosplay.
He goes all out. You go all out, don't you? Yes. We're all here, straight edge.
These two, both great guys. Make sure you subscribe. We're in now. Ring over there. Stalls all over there. It looks quite good. It's a big place. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to put the camera down for now and I'll see you at the stalls wherever we go. So we're in For the Love of Wrestling now. I can see a lot of figures. 100% a lot of figures. There it is from the back. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what figures there are. I'm also using the new tripod, so I'm not sure if you can hear me or it's focused, but let me know. And there's our mate in the distance. See me with the wrist tape, there he is. There's even a little games area. There's James as well. We're doing his own recording. So, see what this is like. So I hope you enjoyed that quick little vlog I did. I appreciate it was only quite short, but now I can sort of fully go into depth about stuff. So, where should we start? This is Galore Wrestling Figures, so I do want to start off with the stalls first. The stalls overall, first time being there, because now this is where I can do the talking. I've missed the last, I think this is the fourth, so there's been 3. 2019 I didn't even know about, 2020 delayed till 2021, 22, 23, I missed the last 3, but I managed to finally get one. So as soon as we walked in, I went straight to the stalls. I did a bit of filming, but I feel like when you're filming, you can't sort of take it all in. But as soon as I was sort of in there, I was seeing stalls of figures everywhere. I did see the gaming area. I'll include that as well. The gaming area was quite cool. There were sort of old systems, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. What's the Nintendo? Sega. There's all sort of old consoles, like, you know, from the 90s. I think there's some 80s stuff in there for wrestling video games. I didn't have a go on any because I think if I'd been on there, if I went on then, I could have been on them for like easily half an hour. I'd rather be figure hunting. So, first sort of place I saw was Rock and Roll Collectibles. Of course, Rock and Roll Collectibles, I've ordered from them a few times. I've got, also, I hope you like sort of this how I'm sort of filming now, sort of with my face showing. The punks in the background. I did get wherever it is, if you can see it, the dog collar CM Punk with MJF. I think that was just over 2 years ago to the day. Great match and feud, by the way. I did see a couple there. I think maybe at their store, but for all the event, I was tempted. Maybe sell the MJF, but I only want the Punk for a custom. I could do with the shorts, but also the torso, the head scan. I didn't want to pay £70 though, but looking back, I sort of wish I did now. So the Rock and Roll Collectibles, I did buy one figure there, but I'll show you all the figures I bought after I've sort of done a bit of talking. So I did meet when I was at the Rock and Roll Collectibles, the one and only Joey Knight himself. I'll include the picture now. He's a great guy. He's, infused the ass stick. He's great to talk to. Obviously knew me. He's great to talk to as well. So I'm honoured to meet him. Just seeing people like that sort of makes your day. It makes your day a bit better. And also, throughout the day, I've got the list now. AJWF, Jimmy Wrestling, World of Figure and Gaming, Jordan 95 Wrestling. I'll get to those soon. But we were sort of like doing figure hunting. At first it was me and James, Jimmy Wrestling, and then we sort of met up with them all. Next to Rock and Roll Collectibles was Wrestling Trader. They had some good bargains, but what I will say is I'm not sort of putting anyone to sort of, shame or anything. But the thing about conventions, and I've noticed this sort of worldwide, the thing about conventions is you've got to realise stuff is a bit more. Because obviously a figure they might have on a site for £20 is maybe 30, because they've obviously got to pay to be there, got to pay staff. I can't remember who told me that, but it is true, but it's a bit unfortunate for us collectors, but I sort of understand why they do it. So some figures you got to pay a bit more for, but it's obviously better than maybe ordering it and paying postage. But Wrestling Trader, they had some good figures. I think I bought, top of my head, one or two figures from there. I'll include the footage now from that store. There were some good figures there. I was seeing a lot of AEW chases as well. I remember a couple of years ago when chases were like £200, but now chases for AEW, they've dropped the price. I think I saw the Chase Hook figure for like £40. He's got like 5 or 6 figures now, because they all released around the same time. I was tempted to get a Hook, but I just sort of want the normal Unmatched 7 one. But after Wrestling Trader, we went to a store that was sort of just near it. It was a guy who was selling loads of loose figures, and a lot of figures, I will say now, there was a lot of figures there, but a lot of them were mock. There was a few loose ones throughout the event, but they were all sort of more either not in the best condition or sort of ones like basics pretty much no one needed. But there was this man, I don't know, I don't think he had a store name. All I remember is he was Irish, so if you're watching this, there's your little shout out. He had a lot of figures. I'll include some of the footage for now if I got any. He had a lot of figures. I think I bought one figure, but there was just so much. But there was a lot of sort of like, basics that sort of had quite a lot of dirt on and stuff like that. Stuff that probably couldn't really be cleaned. Maybe had like big scuffs on, stuff like that. But there was some alright figures. But there was a store next to him. I can't remember the name. They had some good figures. I can't remember if I recorded it. However, I will say now, they were a bit pricey. They had an Unmatched 4 CM Punk, £40. The LJN Punk, £50. I'm a Punk fan, but I want to prepare to pay those prices. But they had some good figures. Obviously, looking back, other people's vlogs, some good figures. Elite 103 Roman Reigns, I think that was about £35. I need one, but they're re-releasing it again, so I'll probably get it from Smith's. And overall, there was stalls everywhere. Real Wrestling, I saw them as well. They had some good bargains as well. They had the spin the wheel. I didn't have a go, but I wish I did. I know Fad Mania, if you're watching this, there's your little shout out. He got, I think he won, I think for £10, the new Roman Reigns Ultimate Edition. He got lucky. Also, it was good to see him as well. I obviously see him all the time on Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. It's good to finally see him. And now, top of my head, there was a lot of good stalls, but my only complaint was, as I saw Wilder Figure and Gaming, Sean, he said to me at the event, and I feel exactly the same, there's a lot of figures you need, and they don't have them. It's more sort of figures that, well, sorry, I'm going to restart again. He said to me, there's a lot of figures you want, but they sort of don't have them, and they have figures that you need. So, for example, I'm after the Kenny Omega Supreme figure. Expensive figure, I thought there'd be a few, there was none. Whereas, say, there was maybe I don't know, top of my head, a Roman Reigns Elite. I need that, but I'm sort of in no rush for it. I'm not in no rush for any figure, but I sort of feel like it's one I need, but I'd rather, say, get the figure that I'm sort of after, if that makes sense. But there was some good figures that I got where sort of, I needed them. And there was a lot of figures throughout the day I was seeing where it's like £20, £25, some older elites, and looking back now, I wish I did pick up a few more. But top of my head now, for like £20, that could pretty much get you a photo with someone at the meet and greet. So I'm glad I didn't spend too much. Throughout the day, I think I spent close to about £400. But obviously, I pretty much cancelled WrestleMania to go to this. So I spent some of that money, and I thought, you know what, it's a great event. Why not spend some money? So I think it was about, I don't know, 300 something mark. But I'll tell you one thing though, the thing that was the most expensive was some of these figures, because I paid a bit over the odds for them, but that's what happens when you're at a convention. However, I think that's pretty much it for all the talk of the stalls. As I say, throughout the day, well, in the stalls area, because it was that one area of the building, all the stalls, there was a few sort of non-wrestling stuff as well. I think there was someone selling like fudge, stuff like that. Food was at one area. Stuff like that. But yeah, as I say, looking back, there was some figures I wish I got now. But, I'm not too fussed that I didn't get them, because for that same price for some of them, I essentially got a photo with someone from the meet and greet. So, now I want to show you what I've got here, what I got. All these figures you'll see in the WWE and AEW figure haul videos. However, these figures they're all mock now. Top of my head, when was it? For the Love of Wrestling was nearly a week ago. Well, a few days ago. I hadn't even... If you can see from the photos, I had the CM Punk wrist tape on the fake tattoo sleeves. They're still on my floor. I didn't even move them yet. All the figures are mock. Usually whenever I get a figure, I open it in the day. I ain't even opened any of these yet. So I'm going to show you the figures now. They're all next to me now. So I'm going to get the first one. And it is a CM Punk Rumbler. So you can see that. I know AJ I think he's doing a video on sort of the figure hunt that we sort of all did, so you'll probably see these figures in there. This was from the Irishman I told you about, where he had loads of loose figures. I think it was AJ, that AJWF, that actually pointed this out to me. £2, near mint condition. I think CM Punk had 8 Rumblers, and of course I'm going for every CM Punk figure. Also, if it's your first time watching, by the way, CM Punk's my all-time favourite, if you can't tell. Collection up there. I'm going for every CM Punk figure, and somehow I'm always, I've always been meaning to get the Rumblers. I saw it now near mint. I think it was £2. I was like, you can't really not say no to that. And what I will say is, when I say there's figures that I was sort of after, for some reason, I feel like there was a few CM Punk figures, especially from this stall. A lot of loose basics as well. But somewhere or other, there was the Halloween attire he wore in 2012 Fete. I think it was 2012. We need an elite of that. So Mattel, if you're watching this, we need an elite of that. There was that. It was that basic. I can't remember the series, but the basic where he's in the Halloween attire. I think that was like the guy wanted £10, and it was the attire wasn't too bad, but it was the head. I could have swapped it, but for £10, I was like, probably order it a bit cheaper online, to be honest. There's a few basics as well that I needed throughout the day. They weren't in the best condition. Also, I did see an Elite 29 Punk for £20. I was that close to getting it, but the chest tattoo was wasn't the best condition. I like having my Punks mint condition, so I don't have to buy them again. Or the Elite 29 I would have used for a custom, but even when it's like that, I don't feel like, it's the best. You rather get it mint condition. So, there's that, the CM Punk Rumbler. I'm not sure if it's echoing. The Detolf's next to me. I can sort of hear sort of the glass. The next figure I got, this is one I got at the event, but I didn't buy from the event. And it is an Elite 52 Seth Rollins. So I got this Seth loose the other week. Well, oh, by the way, sorry I ain't uploaded for a bit. Sort of forgot to upload. I do need to start uploading more. 2024, the year all us five that met at the convention, we start uploading more. I got this loose a couple of weeks ago from Sam Mogger, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Modger, one of them. He's a great guy. I got a few Seths off him, but the condition wasn't the best. And I know this is, as I say, from, I don't know if I said from Jimmy Wrestling, James. Of course, if you've seen his vlog or mine, the bit I did at the beginning, he's sort of, from where I live, I went to where he lives, and then he sort of drove us to the convention, so I was sort of with him for pretty much most of the day. I actually gave me this in his car. I think it was £20, and I knew he's been selling this for a while, and I said to him the other day, if you've still got it, bring it to the convention, I'll buy it off you. So now I've got a name. Well, this is obviously being mint. I don't think there's any scuffs on it, because sometimes, although figures mock, you might get a few scuffs on it. At the top of my head, there's none. So now I finally have that mint, and he has had this, right? I'm going to say now, as much as I don't like keeping figures mock, and I'm not going to with this, he's kept this mock, and I can see why. I like having figures loose, so you can sort of, it feels better, and also, you can have them in hand. But this does look good mock. Elites just look so good mock, but I feel like, you pay £20 for this, I'd rather open it. But it does look good though. So now, we get into what I bought at the convention. So I'm going to start off with Rock and Roll Collectibles. I think these are sort of actually the order that I got them in. So this is a Keith Lee Elite 82 Chase. I think this is the Chase. I think his new AEW figure has actually got this attire. A way to tell, because I was saying to James at the convention with the Triple H SummerSlam Elite, the way to tell if it's a Chase usually is by the box. That's his other attire, so I want to say this is the Chase. £15, it came in a protector as well. First figure I got pretty much the second I was in there, I was like, you know what? It's one I need, so for that price, I'm going to pay it. Just a quick look at it there. There's that. So £15, you can't really go wrong. I think I only need the normal one of this, or if this is the normal one, I need the Chase. I have one. I need the other Elite 82, and then I will have all the Keith Lee Elites. This series, by the way, this didn't come in the UK. I remember this series, and pretty much all of them are hard to get now. I don't even see this too often. So I'm glad I got that. £15. Now, next up, this figure I got, I'm a bit annoyed about. Titus O'Neil Royal Rumble Elite. I always see this figure. I think Ringside had it at like £5 on Black Friday. Titus O'Neil Elite. It's a great Elite, by the way. You can see it cheap. Wrestling Trader. I paid £20. I thought it was £10. I paid 20. I was like, I may as well get it. it's the second figure I got. I was like, I may as well pay it, but I wish I'd waited, because if you hadn't seen his video, Jimmy Wrestling, another stall, £8. That's what annoys me. If I waited about another half an hour, I would have got it for £8. And it's funny because he did say to someone as well, oh, that's gone down in price. But no, it's because it's from a different stall. I paid 20. I'm a bit annoyed with myself for not waiting, but, you know, at least I've got it now. So, there's that. It's a decent Elite, so I'm not going to complain too much. Now, this next figure I got is a weird one. It's a Kevin Owens Survivor Series Elite. This Elite is from, when was it, last year? I think so, something like that. It's a good Elite. I'm going to be honest with you, it's a good Elite. And now this Elite was from Real Wrestling. Go and check them out, by the way. I know AJ uses them a lot. I said to him, how much was this? And there was like £10. I was like, I can't say no to that. It's missing the head. I can't remember who was the builder figure in this set. I can't remember. It's annoyed me. It's really annoyed me. I can't remember. It doesn't come with the box. But either way, I'm like, I like having figures complete with the hands. Comes with the hands. Head I'm not too bothered about, because I might not get the other figures from the series. It doesn't come with a box. I like keeping the boxes, but with this, it's essentially just buying it loose. £10. Not bad. So if I'd ordered it off the website, it would have been about, what, £15, £5 postage. So essentially, you know, if I would have got this delivered, postage was included. Works out about £5 if I'd ordered it. So I'm glad I've got it. One I've been after. I don't think I got a Kevin Owens Elite, believe it or not. It's one I do like. Probably one of his best Elites until we get the new Ultimate Edition. So there's that. Now next up, this is an Elite that I didn't think I'd see mock. It is the Roman Reigns Elite 45. This is the 45, because I remember the Seth's on the back. See, the Dudley boys are in this as well. We are getting the new, not sure if you've seen the new ringside exclusives. They do look quite good. Now this was from, top of my head, I can't remember. It sort of annoyed me now as well, because sort of I want to know. But it was £25. I've still got the prices on some of these. £25. I was like, you know what? If you see this on eBay, trying to look now, the guy did say it was mock, because the box is a bit in the best condition, but the guy did say it's mock, and I believe him, so it hasn't been repackaged. I think he said, I think if you was to look on eBay now, in all honesty, this figure, eBay about mint condition, about, probably get it for about £15, if I'm being honest. You don't see it too often. I was like, maybe about £10, and I was like, you know what, may as well get it, because I know it'll be in mint condition pretty much, and also, why not get it there and then? That's like these figures, you see them there and then, you're like, why not get it? And this has been in storage, it's got loads of dust on. That's where, I haven't kept it in storage, the seller must have. But yeah, some people just had loads of figures. I don't know where they get them from. They must sort of just get loads throughout the year and sell them. Now, last figure I got is one I've been after for a while. And it is Hulk Hogan Survivor Series Elite. Now this Elite, £25. I've been after this for a long time. It's one of his best Elites in my opinion. I did see the free pack from Rock and Roll Collectibles. I nearly bought it. Hulk Hogan, I've got a bit of a Hulk Hogan shelf going, although I do need more. I've just missed a lot of his Elites. And this is one where I feel like, apart from his Amazon exclusive Elite, this is sort of just pretty much sums Hulk Hogan up, you know, sort of with the yellow trunks, Winged Eagle belt, Hulk shirt. One of his best Elites. Back of the box, UK exclusive, but I'm not bothered about if it's a UK or US exclusive. And to be honest, mock, this goes for about £30 on eBay. Or on website, so now I've got it, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I've got it. As I say, £25. it's one of those figures where sort of, you need it. And I wasn't sort of, in all honesty, when I sort of went into that convention, I wasn't sort of like, oh, I need to pick up the Survivor Series Hulk Hogan Elite, but I knew that I needed it. So when I was in there, I was sort of like, I need that, so I got it. So there's that. So that's all the figures I got. I think all those just come to about over £100, something like that. Which, to be honest, I wish I got more, but it's not too bad that what I got. So let's go on to the meet and greets next. So yeah, where do I start with the meet and greets? Let's talk about the meet and greets. So before I go on to the meet and greets, I want to talk about 4 special people I've already mentioned. Jimmy Wrestling, AJWF, Jordan 95 Wrestling, and well, the Figure and Gaming. These 4 guys are great. I talk to them pretty much every day. And to finally meet them in person, it's sort of, I'll put the picture up now we all got. It was sort of, the photo means a lot when you look at it, because it was sort of good to finally meet them in person. And obviously, because we, as I say, we talk pretty much nearly every day, so it's good to see them in person. But also, it just sort of brings the day up a bit. It makes it better, because like some lines, I was queuing with them, and I was like, the good thing about the lines, you stood next to anyone, you can pretty much talk to them about wrestling, and they'll talk to you like I did. But when you're in the line with sort of obviously people it feels a lot better. And just throughout the day, seeing them, there was times when it was, because the building isn't that big, but there's a lot of people there. When you sort of see them, you're like, oh, good to see you again. And then obviously, there was a time after about the first half an hour in there where I pretty much lost everyone for an hour. Finally met up again, and then we was together for pretty much the rest of the day. But it was good. It was good, as I say, as I've said already. It was good to sort of finally meet them again. Hopefully, we can do it all again next year. So, the meet and greets. I'm not gonna do them in any order or how I sort of met them. I'm gonna start off with like the main attraction for me first, and then just sort of do them in a random order. I'm going to start off with Trish Stratus first. Trish, I've been a big Trish fan for a long time. To meet her, it was an honour. Obviously, when I'm talking now, I'll put the pictures up now while I'm talking of who I met. Trish, honour to meet her. Obviously, Trish, she pretty much one of the biggest names ever in wrestling. Pretty much revolutionised women's wrestling, just wrestling in general. She does a lot in terms of, if you go back and watch some of her old stuff, she's quite good in the ring in terms of what she could do, promo, stuff like that. So, Trish, it was an honour to meet, and I'll be honest with you, everyone throughout the day was nice. But in terms of interaction, Trish, I got like a 5-minute conversation with her. She was really nice. I know some people paid for a booth. I took them all on my phone. You sort of, I think, hire like people who paid were more. I think I paid £40 to meet her. Sort of someone collected the money in the line. I was fine paying that. She wasn't the most expensive though. I'll tell you in a minute who it was. It was an honour to meet her, and she was sort of like the main attraction. I pretty much didn't go into, can't speak. I had to go into WrestleMania this year, and the reason why is pretty much to meet Trish Stratus. So it's an honour to meet her, and I hope one day I can meet her again. One thing I will say is I'm gonna say why now I didn't do much vlogging. It's because my phone was charged after about an hour in, it died. Well, it was on about 9% for the full day, and the last 2 people that I met who I talked to obviously about, I had to use, luckily, Jimmy Wrestling had a spare phone on him, I used his phone. But I'm annoyed my phone died, but, it was quite low throughout the day for some reason, but I managed to get all these photos with my phone. And I say, Trish, it was an honour to meet her. Now, next up, of course, Team Bestie, Lita. Lita, once again, she was an honour to meet. Glad I've met these two now, Trish and Lita. Now, with Trish, the 3 main people I wanted to meet throughout the day was Trish and Mandy. That was pretty much it. However, Lita, I was like, you know what, I'll meet her. However, it was the last session, because throughout the day, people are at the table, the booths. For Lita, she had a booth session with Trish. It was the last session at the table. I was queuing. Someone came around and said, you can only get a photo with Lita if you've booked. And I was obviously only paying on the day with cash. And I was stood next to this guy and he said, oh, I'm going to wait either way. Stepped out the line for about 5 minutes. I was like, I'm going to take the risk. Went back. And also when I went back in the line, a guy was stood there who I was also queuing next to with when I was queuing up for Mandy. So it was sort of like, it was like, oh, you know what, we'll queue. Anyway, queue went up, started moving, got to meet Lita. She was an honour to meet and honour to talk to as well, you know. With the booths, it's a quick hello, but with this, as I say, you get a full conversation and get to take it with your own phone. The photos might not be the best, but, you know, it was an honour to meet Trish and Lita. So those were those two. I don't really have a lot to say about these people that I've met, except they were all great to meet. Next up was the first person I met, and it was Enzo Amore. I've always been a big Enzo fan. I was a big fan of him in 205 Live, and when he was with Big Cass. He was the first person I met, and I was sort of unlike anyone else, I was a bit sort of, I didn't know what to say, because I didn't know, I'm not like some people, I don't have a question prepared to ask them, but I had no idea what to say. And I was just sort of like, I hope you're all well, stuff like that. And it was an honour to meet him as well, you know, finally seeing him on TV and meeting him. Like, if you would have told me in 2016 that I would have been, you know, getting a photo with Enzo Amore, I wouldn't believed you. It was an honour to meet Enzo as well. Also, talking of photos, I'm not sure if anyone's going to WrestleMania. I see sort of the access, I think it's called WrestleMania World. CM Punk is a meet and greet. I'm a bit annoyed. I wish I was sort of going now. However, I think For the Love of Wrestling made up for WrestleMania as a whole. So, overall, although I haven't been to WrestleMania, I'm glad I sort of went this year rather than WrestleMania. So, who else did I meet? Mandy Sachs / Mandy Rose, whatever you want to call her. She was an honour to meet as well. She had quite a big queue, but I sort of... Oh, I forgot to say as well, one thing I will say now. With Lita and Trish, I queued up during a lunch break, so I was sort of near the front. I waited an hour, bit over an hour, but it was worth it because, I say it was worth it because if I didn't queue, I would have been waiting about 2 hours. Lita, same as well. She had just done a Q&A, so I quickly got in the line. And also the Q&As were throughout the day, you couldn't really hear them too well, but the only one I sort of watch the entrance for was Trish and Lita, so I'll include those now while I'm talking. The Q&As were sort of good. You know, it's sort of good to see people talking about the stories about wrestling, question and answers. And it was just sort of good to sort of like see their entrances as well. So now I can say I've seen Trish and Lita's entrance. So Mandy Rose / Mandy Sachs, she was an honour to me. When I went to the table, she... there was a big queue for, well, there's queues for everyone, but there's quite a big queue, and I thought, you know what, I'll get in it now. But well, that's what I was going to say. Last one about Trish. I'll tell you when I'll continue this story first. With Mandy, oh well, I think she was about £30. I thought it'd be about 50. But Lita, by the way, I forgot to mention, Lita was the most expensive I paid. 45, wasn't too bad. And I only got photos, by the way, I didn't get anything signed. The only signature, I'm not too big of a fan of signed stuff. The only signature I would get would be Punk stuff, that's about it. But yeah, Mandy, once again, honour to me. Obviously, not in wrestling anymore, but she has been in wrestling as well. So I'm like, you know what, I've seen her stuff. I've seen, you know, obviously her NXT run, although I don't watch NXT much. I haven't seen NXT for like a long time, although I do, like, you know, see like stuff pop up about it. But obviously I did see her stuff, and also I did see her on the main roster as well. So I was like, honoured to meet her. Once again, I got a good conversation with her. Now, Lana, I met her as well. Now, when Lana came, she was a bit late because she was on a lunch. With Lana, or CJ Perry, whatever you want to call her, I know AJ, he was honoured to meet her as well. I think they went to a booth for her, because I think the first thing she did was a booth. But the thing about Lana is I was queuing for about 20 minutes because Sean was in the line. I was like, oh, I just realised Trish is about to start here. So I quickly ran over to Trish, and as soon as I got a photo with Trish, I went back to Lana and I was only queuing for about 10 minutes. But she was an honour to me, and she was the most professional in terms of with her photos. When you got a photo, so now when I paid for a photo, because with a lot of them I was sort of on my own because everyone else had gone to do their own thing. There was someone sort of with the celebrity that was sort of next to them, the wrestler, if that makes sense. I've lost my thought what I was going to say. So whoever, I'm pretty sure this is the same for most events when I say celebrities. So there's the wrestler, the superstar, whoever I was meeting, and then someone with them that obviously takes in the money. With Lana, I said to the person, can you take the photo? She said yes. However, she had sort of like a bit of a torch above my phone. I think it's just sort of so the photo looks a bit better. Someone said so Lana can look a bit better in the photos. But either way, I got a photo. So as long as the photo looks good, which it did and it won't blurred, I'm fine with. And also, a big thanks to Monopoly Event, the people that work there, because I'm going to say this now. They were quite helpful in terms of taking photos. So obviously I was on my own for most of it. But also, the main bit I was worried about throughout the day is, if I get blurred photos, I'll be annoyed. None of them was blurred, thankfully. So yeah, Lita, she was an honour to me. Now, who else? Top of my head, oh, I forgot now. Who did I meet? Trish, Lita, Lana, Mandy, Enzo Amore. So next up we've got Maria Kanellis. I'll put the photo up now, as I said with everyone else. Maria Kanellis, I've seen quite a lot of her stuff. Obviously she's sort of doing some stuff now as well. I'm glad to finally meet her. As I say with everyone, I'm glad to meet them. But with her, I don't feel like I've seen too much of her stuff. But she was very friendly as well. She was one of the first people I met. And yeah, as I say, I'm not the best with these. I don't really know what to talk about with these. But all I'll say is everyone was pleasant. But I'd say Maria was one of the friendliest as well. She was an honour to me as well. So I'm glad that I can finally get that one off as well. I know Jordan, as I said, with Jordan, I hadn't known him for too long compared to the other three, but it's sort of an honour to finally meet them all in person. I think he's got the encyclopedia, he gets it signed. He got his signed. I'm not sure. I think he got a photo as well, and he might have got the encyclopedia signed. I think if you got a photo, no, an autograph, it was a bit cheaper with a photo. But they named the photos as selfie, and I'll explain why it was a bit confusing in a minute. But yeah, as I say, Maria Kanellis, awesome. Next up, we've got Taya Valkyrie. This was a bit weird with this one because I got a photo. Now, as I say, it was a bit weird with some people because you pay the person the cash, but if there isn't a line or they're only about £20, you sort of pay at the table and it's a bit awkward. You'd rather sort of pay in the line. But with Taya Valkyrie, I think it was, she said herself to me that it's only selfies, which I'm glad I didn't get selfies for everyone, but as a one-off selfie with one person, it wasn't too bad. So it was a selfie, and I'm not the best with selfies, so I said, she got my phone and took it herself. See, obviously, the photo. She was quite pleasant as well, and I met everyone I wanted to meet. Although, top of my head now, I wish I did sort of meet Dolph Ziggler, because his line was big, so he was a big name there. I want to say it was about £50 though, which it's up to him what he charges, but I don't know. Well, I did see £50. But I'm not sure if that was for a photo or maybe a signature or autograph. But if it was a bit cheaper, I probably wish I would have done it now. And also, I wish I sort of did meet John Morrison, because he was next to Taya Valkyrie, but there was quite a big line, so I didn't. Now, last but not least, probably one of the most pleasant people over the week, on the Saturday, for the love of wrestling, was Gangrel. I've seen a lot of Gangrel stuff, and now Gangrel, for some reason, I was paying with cash throughout the full weekend. With Gangrel, for some reason, I wanted to pay card. I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just pay card. One of the first people I met, and there was a bit of a line, so I was like, you know what, just pay card. And I bought a couple of figures with card as well. But with Gangrel, I was paying because I had to pay at the stall. The Wi-Fi in the whole building went down, or something like that. So we sort of stood there real awkwardly while I was waiting to pay. And I said to Gangrel, I'm sorry about this. And he said, no, it's the building's fault, something like that. I got a good conversation about him. I said to him, will we ever get Brood reunion, Christian, Edge, Gangrel? Possibility, he said maybe. But yeah, it was an honour to meet him. Those were all the people I met. It was an honour to meet him. And I think that pretty much is everyone I met. And I want to say just a big thanks as a whole to the event for putting the event on, because some of those people, if you would have told me to say 10 years ago, I would have been getting a photo with Trish Stratus, I wouldn't have believed you. So it was an honour to meet him, really was. Especially like Trish, who was like the main attraction for me. I was honoured to meet her. And now I know WrestleCon's coming up at WrestleMania, and there's quite a few big names there. So in a way, I wish I was going now, but as I say, for the love of wrestling sort of made up for not going to WrestleMania. And now, one thing I want to show you now is just sort of photos I got throughout the day. So as you can see, this one here I got with a Slammy. Not sure if this is one that sort of, I think you can order them from the Euro shop. I'm not sure if it's from the Euro shop, but it had the stand. There might have been someone there. Someone who was at the event Slammy, because I know they had it last year, I think. So I think it was James that took that, so thanks for that. I took one on his, but it wasn't the best photo. I got one in the ring as well. Future Shock. I don't know this guy's name. You see, I got a photo with him here. I also got one in the ring as well. You know, James took one for me, I took some for him as well. And just sort of like photos like that as well. I also got a photo I'll show now with Jamie Wills from the 3 Points of Articulation podcast. And just photos like this throughout the day you get, it sort of makes the day. You know what I mean? You've been to a convention, you get photos like this. It makes the day. Now, for a lot of people that was it, end of the day. But we went to the after party. Now, the after party, we got tickets to get in there. I'll be honest, it was Future Shock Wrestling. Rhino, I didn't get any footage though. Rhino, he had a bit of a match at the beginning. It was an okay event. I think I got 2 hot dogs, I know that. I think we all got a photo, 3 of us that went, so I'll put that up now. It was quite a good event, you know, but we only stayed for about half of it. But the Future Shock, it was just, you know, sort of good to see, so, you know, Rhino. I think I wish I did stay because Gangrel was there. But, so I think that covers the Future Shock stuff. So now, I'm going to be honest with you now. As a whole, overall, throughout the event, people might not believe this when I say this. I'm going to give the event a 10 out of 10. Because there's nothing to complain about. The only bit I'd complain about is some of the stalls having maybe not the best figures or a bit more expensive. But to be honest, I might understand why. Because I either say that Kenny Omega Supreme I've been after. You don't see that too often. And also, some stuff has to be a bit more expensive. But overall, the event set out well. Had some good stars there. Honoured to meet some of them. And also, some good figure hunting as well. And also, more importantly, it was just good to be, you know, with sort of the lads. You know, obviously the famous 5. It was just sort of an honour to meet them. And I apologise if this video has gone on a bit longer. But, you know, I just wanted to talk, you know, express what I felt of the event as a whole. And overall, good event. Definitely going to try going again next year. I think it's in February, the start of February. And I know they don't have, like having it around April because people are going to WrestleMania, which is understandable, but I wish it'd be in March. But actually, I'm not sure why I thought it'd be in March. I think it's because usually it's around that time. But I suppose if it's in February, that only means about 11 months. But yeah, definitely going to try going again next year. And if you haven't been, I can't express this enough, I recommend going. If it was the same lineup next year, I'd go again. It was great. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's gone on a bit long, but I just feel like it was a great day. Arguably, maybe the best day of my life. Maybe. But it was a good event, really good event, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. And look forward, because I did get a delivery the other day, quite a good delivery for customs, and also watch out for that video. And also watch out for all the figures that I got, because I'll show them all unboxed. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out all the other guys' channels and check out their vlogs as well, because you might see me a bit, but also good vlogs as well. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.